Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. This is the review of the Rhine V3 liner. Is it good? Well, that's what we're gonna see.
It has the
Okay, so after last year Blading Cup, I was in contact with Sunshine and I really wanted to try this frame. This is the ground control HD frame. And when they sent me the frame, I asked them if there would be a possibility for me to try the Rhine V3 liners. They ended up putting a set of V3 liners in the package that they sent me. And I'm gonna be super honest with you guys. I didn't really thought they were going to be that good. I've tried the first version that came on the Razor's Shift 2. They weren't bad, but after skating my fit liners for a bit and after also skating the Intuition liners, I didn't thought they were amazing. I like them. So to start off, these liners are very slim. I've said a couple of times in this channel that one of my favorite liners is this. This is the MyFit Second Skin liner, and it's a very slim liner. Even like the thong is very slim, and I love it. It's just one of those liners that doesn't use a lot of space inside your skate, but it still feels very supportive due to the lacing system, and it's a very good liner. It used to be by far my favorite liners. Last year, after so much hype, I've tried this liner. This is the Intuition V2 liner. And yes, it's the V2, meaning that there's a version 1. This was the first one that I've skated. Yeah, I made a review about this liner. I guess there's a lot of reviews on YouTube about these liners. They are very good, but they have a problem. You know what this is? This is for smell. But we'll get there. Now, these are the Rhine V3. After skating my feet liners for quite a while, after skating some stock liners for quite a while, these are in fact one of my favorite liners at the moment. And the reason for that being is it has basically everything that I want a liner to have. So I'm gonna start by the sole. You see this? This rubbery material, it's still super slim, but at the same time, it grips to the bottom of your skate. So you won't feel your foot sliding inside, which is very good. Also in this front area here, this is neoprene. I don't know if you guys can see it here, but there's just like a little line of neoprene. Instead of having the whole front part made of neoprene, it's just this little line. Can you see this black piece here? This allows you to have like a very snug fit, meaning that even if you buy the smaller size liner, you will still feel that your toes can go through this line and you won't feel them like super tight. You'll feel snug but not extra tight. Then the material used here on the top, it's kind of like a honeycomb material. It's kind of weird. It has like this honeycomb shape. It has a little bit of a texture into it, kind of like a felter. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like a hard neoprene. It's really hard to explain, but it is comfortable without being super thick, but without also being super slim. When you put them on, yes, it doesn't use a lot of space, and that is very good. If you want to downsize skates, this could be a very good liner for that. Then, in the back, this all heel area that you have here, this is all rubber. And you see, if you look at the Intuition Dam Skate liner, what they did is they put some silicone dots here so that your heel wouldn't lift, right? Also check what they did here on the bottom. They put some silicone dots so that your foot wouldn't slip. Here, you got the full sole and you have a rubbery heel. These will make your heel stay in the right position. Amazing. Something that I usually don't like, or I didn't used to like about the Razor's liners and even the previous Rain liners was that, I'll try to show you here. I don't know, like the shape of the tongue was a little bit different and it kind of felt like it was always flat. The format, it's still a little bit flat, but with time, it shapes very, very easy. But when I saw the laces just on top, I thought, I don't know about this, because I've been used to skate with the Intuition liner and the laces started here. And in fact, this was one of my favorite features about this liner. With the laces starting only here, even with the laces on the skate being already tight, I was still able to tighten the liner. And what I did with this liner a lot is that I tied it all the way till I closed the liner just like this, and then I let the buckle a little bit loose. So I was using the support mainly from the liner, and that allowed me, no matter what skate, to feel super, super supportive. I don't know if you ever skated some Fifth Element skates, but the Fifth Element skates, they are a little bit roomy and at the same time, they are a little bit more flexible than the M12s. Example, this is the Rose's M12, this is the Fifth Element. This skate, it's a lot more supportive. And even if this one, the black one, is a little bit more flexible than the other ones, because of the materials used, but that doesn't really matter. This skate in general, the Rose's M12, it's not as flexible, it's not as easy to bend your foot as on this skate. But when I use this with these liners, it just felt amazing. Other than that, something that was really, really cool about these liners was also the material used. The material used on the inside, I wouldn't say it's like the Intuition liner, but at the same time, the Intuition liner, it has a little bit of like a hard feel into it. I don't know if I can explain. It's like, it feels like Lycra, but at the same time, it kind of feels like a hard Lycra, if that makes sense to you. It feels like the foams underneath might be really, really hard, or they might be harder than, at least than this. When you try to just rub your fingers here, they don't feel like they're sliding as good as these ones. These ones have more like a soft, like the Lycra here has more like a soft feel into it, and you can feel that the foams on the inside are obviously a bit softer, not as hard as the ones on the Intuition liner. Something that is pretty special, it's the insole. There's two different densities here. This is a softer density, just like the regular insoles that you usually see, something that will absorb the shock a little bit, give you a little bit more comfort. And then the black piece, a little bit more plasticky, and it's supposed to keep the shape, but at the same time here on the heel they still kept the heel pad to absorb the shock. The reason why this is so important is to obviously to keep the shape, but at the same time to have something always in contact with your foot will make it more comfortable, because if the whole thing was just soft, what happens is that when you land, the soft part will absorb the shock somehow, and then you will get everything just on the heel, right? Now, because this piece is hard, it's going to somehow spread the shock through the whole part of the insole, and obviously will keep the shape for a bit longer. I really like this insole. The result is, straight out of the box, this liner made any skate that I tried a really, really, really comfortable skate. So, you know that some people complained about how comfortable they felt with the Rams HR 2.5, these ones? Well, these, with these, for me, felt really, really good. It kind of felt like the space that I didn't have with the original liner, even if the original liner with me didn't felt that bad, but with these ones, they actually felt even better. It goes, I don't really know the price, let me check the price. Okay, so the liners actually cost 79 euros on Eden Skate website. And if you're gonna buy that ones, well, just check the shirt section and you might be able to buy one of these. If you use code Lino, you'll get a discount. You might get these ones a lot cheaper. These ones too. So, you know, use code Lino, edenskate.com, and you get these for a bit cheaper than 79 euros. Now, going back to the liners, very, very important. On the first version of these liners, something that a lot of people complained was about the strap. This is a carrying strap, but a lot of people use it to put the skate on. So when you put the skate, you kind of like, you pull it because you want your heel to go into the right position. With these ones, well, the material on the inside slides better like I just told you, so that would make it already easier to put your foot on. But you can see there's a lot of stitching in here. It seems like rind fixate on this one. And I actually like it. I like how this rind stays on top, so it gives a little bit of, how can I say it, personality to the liner? Can you say that? You know, like whenever you see one of these liners, you'll see it. It would be cooler, maybe, if this part was stitched instead of printed, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter to me. At least when you look at someone with one of these liners, you'll see the branding on top. It's yellow. Not everyone likes yellow, but these liners also felt really, really good. Not just on aggressive skates, but also on some urban skates. And that what made this liner, well, I'm not gonna say it's the best liner on the market, but it's by far my favorite liner at the moment. Man, I even put it like, boom, Rhine liners on off-road skates. So that is it. If you're looking for liners, I would say that's my liner suggestion for 2020. At least until now. I'm pretty sure there will be other stuff on the market, but until now, like with a really good relation quality price, I would say Rhine V3 is the way to go. But I also really, really like that. So if you have any doubts about any of these liners, well, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also drop me a comment. I'll try to answer to as many as I can. Drop me a comment saying what you want to see in the next video, and I'll try to make a video about it. And well, if you enjoyed this one, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Let me know what you didn't like about this video. I'll try to change it on the next one. And like I always say, more important than anything else, with or without the Rhine V3 liners, just don't forget why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. Cheers, and see you soon.
It got a little longer.